At exactly 2:23 p.m., everything changed. She knocked over the cleaning cart, contents spilling everywhere, detergent bottles, rags, cleaning supplies, and— Wait just a minute. What is that? A bright purple ribbon with a golden medal. The hotel security manager held his breath, his legs starting to tremble. "That's a Purple Heart medal," he whispered. But this was impossible. Only soldiers wounded in combat received this medal. So, who was cleaning Lady Marina really? And why had she hidden her true identity for 15 years? The answers to these questions would change everything today. But let's go back to the beginning of this story, because Marina Delacroix's tale started long before that medal hit the floor. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., she entered through the back door of the Grand Palazzo Hotel. What nobody knew was that Marina always passed through the blind spot of the security camera on the right side of that door when she entered. Coincidence? Absolutely not. In her gray uniform, hair tied back with a cloth band and silent shoes, she looked just like any other cleaning staff member. But what made Marina different? That was the real question. 42-year-old Marina had been walking these hotel corridors for 5 years. Guests didn't look at her, staff didn't talk to her, managers didn't even notice her presence. But have you ever wondered? Why? Why had Marina never married? Why didn't she have family? Why did no friends ever visit her at the hotel? Because Marina's past was much darker and more secretive than any ordinary cleaning lady could possess. She was just there, quietly, efficiently, never questioned. But everything was about to change. This morning, like every other, she prepared her cleaning cart. She placed detergents, rags, trash bags in their spots. But then what she did was something no normal cleaning lady would ever do. She put items nobody knew about into the secret compartment under her cart. An old military ID, a Purple Heart medal, and a radio she could use in emergencies. But why was a cleaning lady carrying a military radio? The answer to this question would be revealed in a terrifying way today. Marina knew the Grand Palazzo's 47 floors by heart, but not just for cleaning purposes. Which corridors fell into security camera blind spots, which exits were the fastest escape routes in emergencies, which rooms were in strategic positions. Don't you find this strange? Why would a cleaning lady need to gather such detailed information? For 5 years, while appearing to just clean, she was actually studying this building from a military perspective every day. Because Marina Delacroix was carrying a secret, and the revelation of this secret would shock everyone. Because Marina Delacroix's true identity will shock you. She was a veteran who served in the U.S. Army from 1998 to 2015. But here's the darkest part of this story. She had completed 3 tours in Afghanistan, saved her teammates from enemy fire, and retired early due to shrapnel fragments that hit her left shoulder. She received the Purple Heart medal for being wounded in action. So then the question is, why would such a hero have to work as a cleaning lady? The answer to this question will sadden you, but nobody knew this. "Marina, the rooms on the 23rd floor haven't been cleaned," shouted cleaning supervisor Sandra. "Guests are complaining." Marina nodded and pushed her cart toward the elevator. Sandra's yelling didn't matter to her anymore. Sandra couldn't know why she was doing this job anyway. Marina's work was surveillance and protection disguised as cleaning. While working on the 23rd floor, something reached Marina's ears. A familiar but alarming sound. A signal from radios. But this wasn't an ordinary hotel radio. This was a military frequency. And under normal circumstances, there shouldn't be military communications in this hotel. Marina's heart raced. This was not good. Someone was using military communications in this hotel, and the reason was terrifying. Marina dropped her cleaning cloth and pulled out her own radio from the secret compartment under her cart. Now you understand, right? Why a normal cleaning lady would carry a military radio. She adjusted the frequency and began listening. What she heard froze her. They were speaking English, but their accents were different. They sounded Eastern European, and what they said froze Marina's blood. Target is on the 34th floor. We move at 14:30. Exit routes have been cleared. Marina's world stopped. The 34th floor was the VIP floor. She knew who was staying there this week, important businessmen and government officials. And right now it was 2:15 p.m., only 15 minutes left. But the real problem Marina faced was this. Who would believe her? Who would accept that a cleaning lady had access to such critical information? She immediately thought of going to the hotel's security center. But who would believe her? Who would take seriously that a cleaning lady had intercepted military communications and discovered an attack plan? She took the elevator to the 34th floor. Everything seemed normal in the corridor. Security guard Eric was standing by the door, talking on his phone. Marina approached him. "Eric, there might be a problem on this floor. I intercepted suspicious communications." Eric laughed. "Marina, you've been watching too many movies. You clean the rooms, we handle security." "I'm serious, Eric. There could be an attack in 15 minutes. Marina. 3 men entered the corridor. They wore suits, but Marina's trained eye noticed the details. There were mud traces on the soles of their shoes, mud that shouldn't be in the hotel's clean corridors. There were slight bulges on the left side of their jackets. They were carrying concealed weapons. Most importantly, their movement patterns weren't civilian. "Eric, listen to me now," Marina said, lowering her voice. "Hit the alarm button and evacuate this floor." "Marina, have you lost your mind? These people are guests." At that moment, one of the men pulled a gun from inside his jacket. Eric's eyes widened, but Marina had already sprung into action. 15 years of military training and combat experience kicked in. She pushed the cleaning cart between the men. The first man lost his balance and fell to the ground. Marina pulled Eric toward the emergency exit at the end of the corridor. Who are you?" Eric stammered. Marina was no longer the normal cleaning lady Marina. Her posture had changed. The expression in her eyes had hardened. "Sergeant Marina Delacroix, U.S. Army, retired," she said. "And right now I'm saving your life." She triggered the emergency alarm. Red lights began flashing throughout the hotel. Marina pulled out her radio and tuned to the security frequency. "Security Center, this is floor 34. We have armed attackers. Evacuate the VIP floor immediately. I repeat, armed attackers." The security center was in chaos. "Who is this? What kind of joke is this?" "Sergeant Marina Delacroix speaking. 15 years military experience. This is not a joke." Meanwhile, the men were trying to catch Marina, but Marina had lowered her center of gravity and taken a combat position. The first man ran toward her. Marina sidestepped, grabbed the man's arm, and threw him to the ground with a judo move. Eric watched in amazement. How do you? "I'll explain later," Marina said. As the second man tried to draw his weapon, Marina grabbed a bleach bottle from the cleaning cart and threw it at the man's face. The man was temporarily blinded. Security teams finally reached the floor, led by security manager James Rodriguez. When he saw the scene, he was stunned. 2 men lying on the ground, one rubbing his eyes, and Marina had the third man under control. "Marina, how did you?" Marina opened the secret compartment under her cleaning cart. She pulled out her Purple Heart medal, military ID, and service documents. "Sergeant Marina Delacroix, 82nd Airborne Division, 2003, 2015 active duty, 3 tours in Afghanistan. I received this medal in Kandahar in 2011. James Rodriguez took the medal in his hand. It was real, heavy, cold metal with Marina's name engraved on it. Why did you never tell us?" Marina took a deep breath. "Because when I returned from war, nobody wanted the old Marina. PTSD, physical injuries, Sleep problems. I couldn't find work. When my ID showed military background, employers stamped me as problematic. But why did you choose cleaning work? Because this job taught me to be invisible, and sometimes the best protection is when nobody notices you. Eric was still in shock. Marina, you were here for 5 years. Why didn't you ever? Because in peacetime, nobody needs old warriors, Marina said, until real danger comes. Police sirens were approaching. Marina put the metal back in her cleaning cart. Who are these men? James asked. They appear to be international terrorist organization members. They were targeting government officials on the VIP floor. I learned their plans by monitoring military communications. James shook his head. Marina, you're a hero. No, Marina said. I just did my job. I took an oath 15 years ago that I would protect my country and innocent people. That oath doesn't end when you retire. The next day, Marina sat in the management office of the Grand Palazzo Hotel. But this time she wasn't wearing her cleaning uniform. She wore normal clothes, hadn't tied back her hair. For the first time in 5 years, she looked like herself. Hotel manager Robert Blackwood looked at Marina. Marina, first I want to apologize. We thought we knew you for 5 years, but we never really knew you at all. It doesn't matter, Mr. Blackwood. I wanted it that way. But some things need to change now. I'm offering you the position of assistant security manager. Triple your salary, plus a position where you can use your military experience. Marina smiled. It was the first real smile in 5 years. I accept, but I have one condition. What is it? Let's start an employment program for veterans. There are many former soldiers who can't find jobs. They've become
As Marina read the card, her eyes filled with tears. Eric's note caught her attention. Marina, for 5 years I thought you were just a cleaning lady, but you were always our protector. Now I understand. 3 months later, the Grand Palazzo Hotel had completely changed. The veteran employment program Marina suggested had hired 15 former soldiers. Security, technical service, reception. Every department had veteran employees. Marina was now assistant security manager. She wore suits instead of uniforms, used professional communication systems instead of radios. But most importantly, she was no longer invisible. Guests recognized her. Staff showed respect. Management listened to her ideas. For the first time in 15 years, she felt valuable. One day, a new cleaning lady started at the hotel. David Chen was a Vietnam veteran. On his first day, he came to Marina. Ms. Marina, do you recognize me? No, David, why? Because I've been invisible for 10 years too. I heard your story. I feel hope for the first time. Marina smiled at him. David, nobody is invisible here. Everyone is valuable. But I'm just a cleaning lady. I was too. But the difference is, you're not defined by what you do, but by what you can do. David's eyes lit up. Maybe, could I get security training? Of course. We start tomorrow. Marina now started each day not with a cleaning cart, but in the security office. But sometimes when she saw her old cleaning cart, she smiled. That cart had taught her something important. Real power wasn't in being visible, but in being in the right place at the right time. The Purple Heart medal was no longer in a secret compartment, but in a glass case in her office. Next to it was a photo, her teammates in Afghanistan. She couldn't save them, but she kept their memory alive. A small plaque was hung in the hotel lobby. To the silent heroes. Though invisible, they are always with us. Every time Marina saw the plaque, she remembered her father, General Robert Delacroix's words. Daughter, Real heroes don't hide their identities. They're forced to hide because the world doesn't want to see them. 5 years later, Marina had started her own security company. Invisible Guard Security was composed entirely of veterans. Their motto was, "We're invisible, but we're always here." The company didn't just provide security services. It also ran job placement, PTSD treatment, and social adjustment programs for veterans. Every year on Purple Heart Day, Marina would go to the Grand Palazzo Hotel and take a tour with her old cleaning cart. Just to remember, the days when she was invisible, the moments when nobody looked at her, and that moment when she had to reveal her true identity. This story teaches us something profound. We should never judge the people in front of us by their appearance alone. That elderly janitor sweeping floors, that quiet woman at the grocery store, that reserved neighbor who barely speaks. Who knows what battles they've fought, what sacrifices they've made, what heroic chapters they carry in silence. Marina worked for 5 years as a cleaning lady, invisible to everyone around her. But she was never just a cleaning lady. She was a Purple Heart recipient, a combat veteran, a woman who had saved lives in the most dangerous places on Earth. The world saw her uniform and made assumptions, but underneath that gray fabric beat the heart of a warrior. How many Marinas walk among us every day? How many heroes are hiding in plain sight, working ordinary jobs, living quiet lives, carrying extraordinary stories that the world will never know?